Oh, you're muted.
That's great. Thanks, Jake. What's up, guys? Philip here with Satisfye, and today we are going to be going over the Shut the fuck up. No. That's great. Thanks, Jake.
No. I think you're unmuted now.
All right. So we are going to be going over the Glyph right now. We've got the final production samples here, and they are absolutely amazing. We're going to go over those. We're here to answer questions. So let's not dive in just yet. Let's wait a little bit.
Yeah, you want to? Yeah, I mean, we can. You can talk about like just some of the. I don't know. What do you want to talk about up until we got a few people in here looking at stuff? We could take like questions up top or something. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Yeah, because like now with the production samples here, the production samples are good because we've done a ton of testing.
Yep.
So yeah, both us and then we had a whole bunch of use of them over the weekend at Combo Breaker, which was super sick. So yeah, that was a good weekend. Got a bunch of use there, a bunch of opinions and people being able to try out like the final versions of everything. And yeah, I don't know. It's always cool to go to events, have some of the other Satisfye guys figured out.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, there we go. I was going to say, I couldn't see the multi-stream chat, but now it's coming through. Twitch requires additional permissions to send. That's all right. I can just send through.
So I can answer this question. So GeoTiger, we make the SOCD fully selectable no matter the mode. That being said, depending on the tournament you're entering, they might specify a different SOCD that is and is not legal. Like for Melee right now, depending on the rule set, 2IP might be legal, neutral might be legal. And then like for Capcom games, neutral is the only one that's legal. But then like for all of the other fighting games, up taking over down is legal. So it's like, so we made it so that in the Remapper you can select your specific SOCD. And you can actually change that per direction also. So you can have two different SOCD methods depending on your direction. And for anyone that, actually that's pretty technical, for anyone that doesn't know, SOCD is, here I can show on my unit here, is when you press left and then also right at the same time, something has to be sent to the console, right? Because you can't be pressing left and right at the same time. But yeah, for Rivals 2, yeah, you can go crazy with it. They don't have any rules.
Yep. And then someone asked, does it work on the Switch too? And the answer is 100% yes. We actually had to do nothing. I believe it just worked right out of the box. So yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, because we're using a protocol that was working on the Switch 1 through a different specific controller, and I guess they just carried over all that USB protocol into the Switch 2. So it works with the games that are out right now. With console games, it's always a little screwy because some companies can decide that they're going to change how the controllers work on the consoles, but to our knowledge right now, it does work on everything that we know. That might change, and if it does change, we'll do our best to update and get that working. But for right now, yeah.
Right. And yeah, GeoTiger plays Rivals too, so looks like you're good, buddy.
Yeah, no, they don't have any. That game's wacky. They don't have any rules on controllers at all. People can go fully crazy.
No. You want to take that question, Jake?
Oh, sure. Future plans, HE version. So, I don't know. I'd have to find something that would really make me decide to do it other than just like throwing the Hall effect switches on it, because like if you've used a Hall effect keyboard, it's like kind of cool and there's like neat stuff you can do with it from a firmware standpoint. But if we wanted to do like a fully analog input, I would want to change the way that it feels so you can actually feel like the full throw. Just throwing Hall effect switches on a Glyph feels kind of like a sideways upgrade rather than like something that's fully new and engineered. And additionally, if we were to make every single key on this Hall effect, it would be really expensive. So I don't know, maybe. Oh, so the firmware on the Glyph is fully custom. So it's a branch off of Haybox, which we did because we wanted to copy over some of the Smash functionality, which is a little more complicated than the normal FGC functionality of GP2040. But yeah, everything is fully custom from there. It's not. Oh, my voice is doubling apparently. Neato.
Maybe try that now. Go ahead and go talk, Jake.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gio.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, so everything from the board to the I'm still doubling a little bit. I don't know why.
Oh, mother effer. I'm gonna guess that's me on my end then. I don't see.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, everything on it is fully custom. All the mechanicals and all of the electrical work that we did is also it's fully custom engineered by us. So there's no, you're not gonna have to like go to someone else's Discord or something to like get technical support. The Elite Bundle case. That's a question for you, Phil.
Is a question for me. No. So you're asking a Zen Grip 2 question. And we'll have a live stream for the Zen Grip 2 probably this weekend.
I think you're asking about the Glyph case.
Oh, the Glyph case. Well, thank you. I get the Elite Bundle question all the time on the Zen Grip 2. I'm like scarred for life from this. No, it will not be available standalone. So you want to order it. I've in fact, like when it comes to Satisfye and when it comes to all of our grips and everything that we sell, we've done. It's been 7 years. At least once a year, I get 1,000 people asking me, "Are you going to sell the Glyph? Are you going to sell the Glyph? Are you going to sell the case standalone?" And it seems like there's this huge demand, and then we end up making them, and there's an MOQ, which means I have to make a lot. And then it turns out there's like 50 people or maybe 100 people that really wanted to buy it. And then the rest just sit in inventory. So moving forward, we don't make standalone cases anymore. So if you do want a case, you can cancel the order at any time. We can refund it, and you can upgrade to the Elite Bundle.
Yeah.
Also, you don't have, if you ordered at satisfy.com, you don't have to cancel. We can just send you an invoice for the difference in the balance, and then you can just pay that difference. But if it was on Kickstarter, then you would have to we'd have to refund it. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, what just out of curiosity for me as well, what is your MOQ on those cases generally?
They're usually about 1,000 minimum.
Sense, yeah.
Maybe, I mean, that's like me pushing it. The factory doesn't like to do 1,000.
Sure. Yeah.
In their like happy world, it's always 5,000 for everything.
Yeah, 5 or 10. Yeah.
Yeah, whether it's a cable or it doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. So I think it has to do with the way that they set up their assembly line and how many people they have to hire. I guess it's just kind of a logistical poo-poo nightmare to only do so many.
Yeah, the hiring firing process has got to be insane for the
it's like, very odd. It is very weird.
Famine work that they do.
Yeah. It totally. And then all the sub suppliers, like they're dealing with so many sub suppliers, and then the sub suppliers don't like it because they want to sell more, and that's just too small. Sure. Yeah. It's MOQs are a fun thing to do within the manufacturing world. Any other questions before we just start diving in and showing off some stuff, you guys?
I'll just have it sit for a sec.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. If we want to just get into the remapper and kind of showing off some of the main features, or if you just want to show off the Glyph itself,
let me show off the Glyph right now. I think that's a good idea.
This is our first time showing live, other than at Combo Breaker, the final.
Right. So let me carry my microphone with me. So, all right, Glyph is right here. Y'all can see, and this time I fixed the camera, so it is not.
It's not flipped. Yeah.
It's not flipped, yeah, so it doesn't look all weird. So I've got mine in my custom layout right now. Let me actually turn off the lights just so you can see it. I'm not sure what'll happen when I turn these off, but let's do it anyways. Let's just see. Boom. Yeah, there you go. Now you can see the lights coming through. So you'll notice here. Let me turn the lights back on, otherwise you're not going to notice anything. Right, that one's a little bright. Let me see. Let me just run with this one actually. I'll turn that one up. Okay.
Yeah,
so
great.
These two here, these are the button blanks. Let me pop this up here. So this is my personal layout for playing Street Fighter. I don't like these buttons and I don't want to feel them. So I've blanked them out so that I don't feel them and I don't accidentally press them when I'm playing. Mm-hmm. But you can see here, I'm going to zoom in too. Let me zoom in with the camera just to get a little bit more detail here. And let me kick up some more light. You'll also notice there's additional buttons added here. Jake, if you want to talk about that while I zoom in.
Oh, sure. Yeah, so when we were doing a refactor, because we were doing the screen, we took a look into, is there anything else we want to change? And one of the changes, if you look at the bottom right, that is a render from the old version of the Glyph. And we actually added that third row button on the bottom there. That is pretty common in a lot of leverless layouts now, because as fighting games are going, people are starting to find that 6 or 8 buttons are starting to not be even enough buttons for those games, because they're starting to do extra stuff. There's macros and there's like special move buttons and all that other kinds of nonsense. So people have kept an extra thumb button for the right hand. And so, so we included that as well to make sure that everyone was able to play in their ideal format from in the basic top plates, because you can always play in the full one and then just make whatever crazy layout you want. But I know a lot of people like the aesthetics of the top plates being specific.
Yep. And yeah, everything is now labeled. As you can see, everything's got its label on it. Let me pull back the camera. Let's see. There you go. You can see there's a little bit of directions here and a little bit of
showing you how to remove and how to replace all switches. All the switches to make sure that you're putting them in the right way and you're not breaking anything. We try to use every space available to us because it doesn't cost us anything to put those little ribbings in, and so you'll be able to specify what button you're looking at every single time you're looking at it.
Yep. I'm going to run through the screen real quick. Let's see.
Sure.
Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. Here we go. All right, cool. Okay, so here's the screen. So main menu here, and then you just navigate through. USB mode, this is where I would go. So I'm connected to the PC right now. If I want to use the remapper, I'm going to enter USB mode. Oh, wait, no, config mode.
That's going to be connect to configure.
There we go. I'm sorry. There.
You good?
Yep. So here's your inputs. Jake, you want to run through these real quick?
Yeah, sure. I'm just waiting for the stream to catch up so that I can also.
Yep.
So these are your USB input modes. So that's just X input, switch, and D input. We're actually changing switch to be console mode because that's also the selection you're going to make if you're using an adapter to either a PS5 or an Xbox. But it's the USB mode that is working on consoles, basically.
Yep.
So this changes, like, generally speaking, for any PC, you're going to use X input. For any console, you use console. And then D input is an older version of X input, basically, that there's like certain weird offshoot things that prefer D input. Like maybe you're playing like a really old PC game, or I know some arcade cabinet emulation stuff like Misters and some of the weird old arcade stuff that takes USB work over D input. So
Mhm.
that's generally when you'll use that one. So then if you want to go and show off the mode switching.
Yep. So let me go back. All right. So you want me to just go through the profiles first? Why don't we just go left to right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah, our profiles is just going to be, this is going to be a collection of all of the profiles that you yourself loaded on with the Remapper. All of these are just the ones that it ships with. We're gonna pare this down and then reformat them a little bit so that they're a little easier to. They're a little out of order right now. We've kind of just been throwing them on. Test is one that you made.
Yeah, that
for
one's mine.
testing. Yeah.
Yep.
And so, but yeah, as you can see, that test one on the bottom, that is, you can name all of these modes anything you want. So like you can name it the game you want or the character you have or whatever. We're working on figuring out exactly how many modes we can ship with because we're trying to maximize the amount of modes we can ship with. So we'll be figuring out exactly what that number is, but it'll be a lot. So
one thing I like too is how it displays, you know, split FGC. This shows the layout that I actually chose, and then the input that I'm on. So it's like everything that you could possibly want right there.
Yeah, it shows you all this stuff, that it shows all of the information. So if you ever forget what mode you're in, you can just look at the screen and you can see exactly what it is. And then if you press some buttons, it'll also show what buttons are being pressed in the.
Yeah, and this was huge because if you've ever used an adapter to connect like a PlayStation or Xbox, you would know that these two buttons love to get switched.
I don't know what that is because if you go online and you look up like the issues with that adapter, there's a ton of people messaging about it and they just switch them. I don't know why.
Like, I don't know why either. It's so annoying, but because of the remapper, it's such an easy fix. So mine's actually remapped already. Technically, this should be A, and this should be B. You can't really see the buttons I'm hitting because I'm so zoomed in, but I've flipped them. And then username. Tell me about username.
Username is something we're still implementing, but when in the remapper, you'll be able to set your username, and then you can just have it show up as like you can use your tag or your name or whatever you want. Put whatever you want there.
Nice.
But yeah, that also helps. The other reason we have that is if people have different, because you can fully save your profile, like that one collection of profiles, and then you can have that saved under a specific username. So maybe you want to have like, oh, this is my XYZ. Like for some reason you have two fully separate sets of profiles that you have. You can save those under different usernames.
Yeah. Or if I am playing Street Fighter and I'm going from PC to PlayStation, maybe I've got one user profile which is on PC and it's got all my modes, and then I go to PlayStation and that has my updated mode where I flip-flopped the AB, right? To accommodate for that. So a lot of flexibility there. Let me go back into the main menu here. And Jake, go ahead, and I'm going to go slow. So USB mode, we've already talked about that.
Yep.
I'm going to go over, and then RGB brightness.
And so if you just pull that back a little bit, you can show off. It's just the current brightness of your RGB. I don't know if you have the version that is new for that. Because we are going to differentiate level 3 and 4 a little bit more, because right now 3 and 4 look a little bit similar. And that's just a power consumption thing. Because interestingly, we actually calculate our power consumption actively. So depending on the amount of buttons that you have on, your max brightness can be brighter, because it's more or less LEDs. So like if you have less LEDs, those LEDs can be brighter. But
so there's max right there. And going
minimum,
down to, and there's nothing there.
Yeah, you can just change those on the fly. Additionally, we have some LED animations that we've been implementing. I think right now we have like wave, rainbow, and then one reactive one where you like press a button and it scatters across. And we can show that off in a later update. I think that's currently in beta, so we need to do a little more testing, but it is working. So, yeah.
All right, let me fix the ISOs. Oh, shutter speed. There we go. Okay, got to get rid of that. All right, going back. Okay, back to the menu. And now we have input.
Yep. So I think we already went. Oh, input just displays your input.
Yep.
Yeah, so it just shows off what your inputs are. It's a super easy way to do a button check. So if your controller is being weird for one reason or another, you just make sure that all my buttons are working the way I think they are. Or if you just want to see your buttons as you're playing, that's a little fun.
Yeah,
Fun
it's super cool.
there.
It's super cool. All right, let me go back.
And then the next one is connect configurator. So that is, and we'll have instructions for this on the remapper, where you'll go into the remapper, you'll press connect to configurator, and then in the remapper you'll click connect, and then it'll connect the two together, so you can load and download and upload the modes that you've created in the remapper, which we'll show in the next segment.
So while we're here in the connect mode, do you want me to go ahead and flop over to the remapper tool?
Let's finish out the menu here real quick.
My ADD brain.
Yep. Yeah. The next one is manual firmware update. So if we push anything that isn't remapper related, so like if we do a new update, you'll go into this mode. You'll just drag over the new file. It'll update itself, and then you're good to go. So if we have if we find any bugs or we do anything, that'll be the mode you use to do manual updating. Then
next over.
Oh yeah, so we figured out that this we haven't implemented. This is 100% going to be a future feature. We're not shipping with this, but there's people who have made games for this size of screen. So when we have a little bit of time and we've solved all of the general use stuff for the controller, we'll throw some games on it, and you can play like Snake and stuff. That's the intent, at least. If it works the way we think it does, which we're like 99% sure it works.
Yeah, just a cool little fun feature.
Yeah. And then the last one is just about, it just shows the version of the firmware you're on. It'll show, the firmware version, the device name, and then the username, which will be updated based on what you upload to it at the time. And so like, if we're doing troubleshooting and we're like, hey, what firmware version you're on? You're like, oh, I'm on 3.0. We're like, actually, we fixed the problem that you're having in 3.1. Then it's easy to tell that just, hey, update your firmware and that problem you're having is fixed.
Yep.
Unironically, it can run Doom. Yes.
That would be so dope if it had Doom on it.
Someone did port a little Doom clone. It's like called Doom Light or something. Yeah, it's really funny.
That would be my dream if we had Doom on here.
Yeah, no, we'll work on it. So if we want to move over to showing off the remapper, we can show the software side of all this nonsense.
All right, so I'm going to bounce back on the screen. Let me pull back and go here. All right.
I think if you go to to a little darker on your lighting there, so people can see the LEDs a little better.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let me darken that up real quick. Let's just kill that light and then increase this one now. All right, we'll run like that. Okay, so now let's see. Let me go back. I just want to showcase real quick the top panel with the magnets and the art. It is all super, super clean. And then, man, clicking this thing on and off is so easy. Like, we're done. That's it. This is one of my favorite things about this, just how easy it is to go back and forth between them. All right, enough of that. I don't know where my focus is. Okay, there we go. Let's change screens here. Let's go to the remapper. All right, so I've got the remapper loaded. What I'm going to do right now, though, is I'm going to go on the screen here, and I'm going to change the mode. Let's go. Right. Okay. So I'm going to just zoom in real quick. There you go. It says Glyph. And that's it. You got the Glyph logo. Now on the remapper, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go connect. Tiny USB, connect. I'm going to load the config, which is going to bring my config in. And then here's my configs. So actually, I had this as the home button and I had this as the start button originally. And I kept hitting those buttons, which now have, those are plugged off. So this is actually a perfect example here. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to unmap that. There we go. And I'm going to unmap this one. And then I'm going to save. And that's done. And it's fully customizable, so I can change. Jake, do you want me to highlight anything specific while I'm in here? Oh, Jake, you can't hear me. Hold on. One sec. I don't know why you're not in here. Yeah, no, you can hear me. I'm sorry. We can't hear you, though. Let me get you in. I don't know what the heck happened to you. I'm going to bring you back. Hold up. I thought I put you in here. All right. Let's see. Where did you go, Jake? You dropped out, bro. Yeah, you are locked away. Collaborators, Jake. Bro, you're not even on. There you go. Okay, I got you back. Hi.
I'm back.
That's so weird. Yeah, funky stuff. All right.
Wait, can
there we go.
Can the
yeah, no. Yeah, if I can hear you, the stream. You guys, can you guys hear Jake now?
Yeah, let's see if they can.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. Dope. Thank you, Gio.
Okay, and you can hear me right now, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
We have a question here before I go any further. You want to go ahead and hit that?
Yeah. So because it's just a Chromium app, we will be producing a standalone version it'll just be, it'll open it into a web page, but it will be offline as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah, if you want to click on those two buttons that you just had, that you were changing, you can also remove the LED from that because they're going to be now not used. So in the
dead?
bottom, in the bottom right of the LED right there, that's the LED off, where it like crosses out.
Yep. And LED off. Boom, boom. Done. Save config. Yep. Complete.
Yeah, and so that that whole LED screen is a completely hex color. You can use any hex you want. Generally, you'll want to use the brightest color just because the definition on it will get better as they get brighter. But yeah, it completely allows for any hex color that you want. And really, this is completely like open for you to play around with. Like if you click on that layout plate there.
Well, I love the layout plate, by the way. Like how this thing just flies over so you can get an idea of what in the world that is.
Shows you all the stuff that that you can select.
And now only these buttons are live. It's so awesome. And then we can go full. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go full and just so I can light up other buttons just for fun.
For sure.
But
then you can also you can apply a color to all buttons if you want on the bottom right there.
Bottom right. Let's see. Where was that, Jake? Over here, you mean the static?
Yeah. So yeah, if you go down to apply to all buttons, RGB LED.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me go back to full, and then let's go. Cool. We got red. Bam. And then we can also do rainbow and wave, right?
Yep. Yeah, and so we'll be implementing a little more. So it'll just apply those to all. And yeah, so if you
so I'm gonna save that, and then I'm gonna load.
I would load your config again just to get back that profile you had. Oh, you just saved it. So
no, I just saved it. I killed myself. Yeah. It's all good.
It's totally fine.
I can make it again. It's fine.
We can load it back again. But yeah, so we'll load that back up to your mode later. But yeah, so yeah, so then if you hit rainbow shift again. Yep.
What do you want me to do?
On your test mode down here, if you just rainbow shift, and then what we can do is if you save the config.
Done.
Yeah, and then so in order to disconnect, you can just hit disconnect.
Yep. And we disconnected.
The remapper will disconnect, and then you can just unplug, replug, and it'll boot into your new modes.
Yep. All right, so here I go. So now that you guys can see, unplug, replug, And we're done. Now we're going to go into our mode, and I just hit the camera. Oops. Go down to my test. Boom, I'm in test. And I'm going to take this off just so you can see what's happening here.
Yeah, so it's
and
just
now we're going rainbow.
Yeah, just a rainbow wave. And so yeah, and as we go, we'll add more and more animations. And because everything is open source, we can also, if anyone else finds some wacky animations that they want to add, that's something that we can add manually as well.
Yep.
Yeah, the whole idea of it is just like, yeah, it's to be as customizable as humanly possible, giving you full access to anything you want to do. Possible to upgrade from Elite Bundle to Founders Bundle if I back to Elite Bundle to the Founders Bundle.
No, you can't go to Founders Bundle.
Yeah, so Founders was for it was for the founders who got us started and got it so we're so close to being able to ship now.
Yep.
Yeah, these are all the final plastics. You can put that light back on, show off the bottom plate.
Yeah. Yeah, everything in this is final. So this is all actually production. So let me go ahead and zoom in here. Give me a sec.
So NASA eventually, I think we want the app to be how we're updating the firmware. But for right now, it's just going to be manual. You just have to drag a file onto it. It'll attach itself like a USB drive. That's how we're doing firmware updating for right now.
Yep.
Actually, I'm not sure. I'll have to talk to our firmware guy about that because it might be working right now that it is updating firmware. And so either way, you will be able to download and easily update the firmware.
Now we did change, I want to show something because we changed the plugs. So I'm going to...
Oh yeah, the plugs are way better now.
Yeah, so at first I hated the plugs actually because I couldn't figure it out. And then the minute I actually figured out how to use it, it's so much easier and so much better.
For sure.
So let me find a plug here. Let me find a regular plug.
Yeah, so while you're doing that, I'll answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
So not initially, GeoTiger, just because it's pretty complicated to add fully custom animations, but that is something we intend to look into once we have all of the core functionalities down, and also it'll be because all of everything is open source. If anyone else figures it out and they're willing to let us use that software, then there's no reason we wouldn't add it.
Yep.
Yeah, and so that's one of the new plugs.
Buttons and plugs. So the plug looks like this, right? And what you're looking for specifically when you're putting it in is these teeth here that actually they're pointing out, like they bow out a little bit. So right here, and here, and here. That's actually what you're lining up. I'm going to zoom in on here. So give me a sec.
Oh, yes. Yeah, in the screen. Yeah, that is absolutely something we're looking into. Same answer, where yes, that is something we totally intend to add, just making sure we have the core functionality first and then adding all the little extra goodies.
Yep. And let me fix, if I can get a little bit more. Actually, you know what? Hold on, I'm going to change the camera. Let me go to the telephoto camera. Ooh, wow. That's ultra zoomed in now.
You got all kinds of lenses over there.
All right, cool. And it's actually, this is connected to the iPhone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is all on my iPhone.
That's really impressive.
No, that's great. I use a software called Cam Studio or Camo Studio. It's dope. Okay, so you'll see here.
I think that's one of the 20 millimeter ones.
Yeah. No, this one here. That's right.
No, the plug. I think.
Oh, you might be right, actually.
Yeah. So we have two sizes of plugs. One for the thumb buttons, which is the 20
Actually, there's three sizes.
There's three sizes.
There is. I'm going to show three here. Here. Boom.
Oh, because one is the big plug.
One's the big boy. And
yeah.
They're not staying because I've got it on a slant. But anyways, all right, let me grab the normal one. So back to what I was saying. You'll see the divots there, and there's two there and there. So all you're doing to put the plug in is you're just lining up those teeth. And this is so hard trying to keep the mic and the camera there. And that's it. And then you just push it in. You're done. Super, super easy. And then taking it out. Dude, I have so much stuff in my face. There we go.
I can see it in the face.
Yeah, it's like all right, here, let me pull back here. All right, there we go. So let me go over
Yeah.
here.
So the normal buttons, I believe, are 20 millimeters, which mimic the internal plunger size of a Sanwa button, and then the larger buttons are 24 millimeter, which mimic the size of a 30 millimeter Sanwa button. So it's effectively the same as the normal arcade buttons. It just removes the rim that you see on a normal arcade button.
Yeah, and they're slightly convex, right?
Yep. Yeah. So if you show the side of those off, it makes it so that when you press the button, it is constantly forcing all of that force, like the delta of the force intends to go down in a downward position rather than tilting the button as you're pressing it down. We found that on some of the other keycap style buttons, it can become pretty easy for them to bind and to snag as they're getting pushed up and down.
Right. Yeah, this just makes it so, I mean, you could just, oops, knock that one off. I didn't put it in all the way. But you can just hit these at any edge. I'm kind of doing that aggressively and the thing's not on, but you get the idea.
Yeah, because they
don't do it without your faceplate.
Yeah, with the faceplate. We're also very slightly tightening on those. I think that change already came through.
Yeah, there you go. Nothing's coming off now. Oh nope, it did.
Yeah, and that's why we're very slightly.
And now you can see why this thing takes so long to make. It's like every little detail matters.
Every time you make a little change,
there you go. You can't have that.
Can you create and execute macros similar to GP2040 boards? So we do not have macros in the base software because some of the tournament organizations are a little more hyper about macros comparatively to some of the other ones. So we just wanted to be safe and call it where it's like, hey, we're not going to have macros. You won't have to worry about macros. But because the software is open source, if someone wants to add them, then yeah, for some reason on this screen I have double audio. I think you just have me added twice.
It might be, and thank you for saying that. Let me pop off this screen while oh actually I can't. Let me see. Yeah, you're probably right. I bet you I have you twice.
Yeah, I'm probably hidden in the scene somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Collaborators. All right, there you are. Let me hide this one and see. Jake, say something. No. You're only in one time. That's so weird.
Interesting.
All right, I'm just gonna keep it on this one.
Okay.
There we go.
Retro firmware images, for example, can I use your proprietary firmware for most games? The separate image for Haybox firmware to stay compliant with the Melee rectangle rule sets. So we're figuring that out right now because the Melee rectangle rule sets are also evolving currently. We are in contact with them and we're figuring that out. It is. The Melee stuff has gotten a lot more complicated in the past like 2 months. So we're figuring that out. But we will. When we launch, we will have a compliant firmware that will make sure that anyone wants to play any game, they will be able to. Yeah, that is we're working on it. Yeah, we might have it be like where you can boot to a different mode or something, because the processing overhead on the new Melee modes is kind of wacky, and it's a whole snafu that we don't need to get into right now, but we're working on it is the long and short.
Any other questions, you guys? Yeah, Nosta, we won't release anything that isn't like, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it needs to be damn near perfect. And so if we're finding any of these issues that are along the way, we're super, super hot to fix them. Partly why it's taken so long, but yeah, it's the process.
Custom modifiers are currently available in the firmware. They are just not currently implemented on the Remapper. So if you do want to do some super wacky custom modifier stuff, that will be available through the open source firmware. And then eventually, once we figure out a decent way to do it on the Remapper, then that will be added. And then are these going to work with PS5? So they will be working with PS5 through an adapter, and that's because of Sony rules. Because if we got it licensed, this not only would only be allowed to work with Sony products, it would additionally be about $150 more expensive because Sony says so.
Yeah. And any other questions? Oh, no, I don't think we plan on creating another Glyph, as you had stated, like a reverse left layout controller. No plans.
Yeah, kind of the whole idea of this was try to appeal to as many people as possible, because as soon as we start making fully new glyphs, it starts getting a lot more complicated. Yeah, we took a stab at it and we're like, this is a later problem.
Yeah. You guys want us to start going over timeline right now?
Yeah, sure.
Or do you want to take any more questions?
I'll see if there's one or two more questions, and then yeah, because the timeline is still basically the exact same what we said it would be in the update last month, which is
cables.
Oh yeah, we have cables.
Where are my cables? Hold on. Where did I put them?
Yeah,
Oh, there they are.
Looks like we're buffering.
Are we buffering?
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, I've got cables here. I'm going to swap cameras. Oh, Glyph
It seems like it's the stream rather than the camera. Yeah, there's a network error. Oh, it's back.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Okay, cables. Let me move the Glyph out of the way here.
Yeah, all of our official cables have come in, and they are beautiful. I really produce the pins that are the exact same pins that were used in OEM products. So there are other USB-C to retro cables that you can buy on the market, but they all use the same bad pins, which will catch on the old. It'll catch on the old hardware and kind of pull stuff out, and it'll like kind of ruin your cables. But yeah, we keep freezing and unfreezing.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like it's YouTube.
Oh, now it's on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming.
We're fine on Twitch now. That's funny. It was Twitch for a second. Now it's YouTube.
Viewers may experience. Honestly, I don't even know what the hell that means or how to fix it, because literally nothing has changed.
Okay.
Unless my internet just started getting crappy.
Yeah, I think it's just it's prime throttling time, right?
I suppose.
Yep.
Yeah. So these are not another manufacturer's cables. These are our own cables that we went above and beyond to make, which means we had to invest in tooling for these cables. So now these are our owned tooling. And they are really, they're honestly, they are the superior choice now in the market. There's nothing better than these cables. And we will sell these standalone.
Yeah. And they fit, to an extent, I think there needs to be a slight change on one of them, but, the other ones that we've had, the SNES and the NES are, fit even, I think, better than OEM, especially since OEM haven't been made since like the 80s or 90s. So all of those have degraded quite a bit. So yeah, it is. We're really proud of these. I think that we really knocked it out of the park on this one. And then those are all the rubberized cables, so they don't snag or they don't catch on themselves. They stay nice and coiled. Yeah,
they're super nice. And these the connectors are really the secret sauce in this. In fact, let me go back here. I'm going to tell the story, a little story, anyways. Oh wait, I can't go to that screen. And I'm going to turn off my camera. I think I wonder if that's slowing it down.
Maybe.
Okay, because that's running through the Wi-Fi. So who knows? Oh, I think it was actually. looks like the audio or the king got kicked back up. So real quick, so on the cables, we were looking at sourcing from third-party manufacturers, and because I really didn't want to invest a ton more money into tooling to make our own, to be honest. And it turns out there's like only one manufacturer doing it, and they suck like really, really bad. And so we just had to make the call, like, you know what, we can't give these to our customers, especially for the Glyph. Like, there was no way that those were going to be cool to send out to everybody. Even though like that's like what you buy on the market today. Like if you go on the internet and buy it from somewhere, that's what you're buying. So
Yeah,
if you,
crazy.
I think we still have streaming issues here, but
Yeah, I don't know. It's it's internet, man. It's as soon as you start using a lot of stuff, they like to throttle you.
yep.
Like $1 million streamers are still having issues with ISPs, so you know.
Did you get that question from Kirby, bro?
When customizing controls, you set up everything for yourself, the different presets. Yeah, so it'll come with a whole bunch of modes preset, and then you should be able to you can customize based on those. You can create your own. There'll be a whole bunch of stuff, and then additionally, you'll be able to fully download your profile. So I think we're having streaming issues again.
Yep.
It's switching between which one is having the streaming issue.
Yeah, maybe next time we won't multi-stream. We'll just pick one platform.
Yeah, maybe depending on your output. But yeah. So because you can save all of your profiles and load profiles based on a JSON file that you can save, you can go grab someone else's profiles or make your own profiles and load and save and do all that cool nonsense.
All right. Well, with the bitrate problem going on here, I think it's almost time to close. Does anybody else have any last-minute questions you want us to go over?
Shipping info will probably come late summer, early fall, right? So like middle of September, middle of October-ish, depending on exactly when. It changes every day, right?
Yeah.
So it I don't know. We did have a little bit of a snafu with some of our manufacturers, where some of them were like, I don't know about this. I don't know if we're going to drop. I don't know if I have to source more parts. So that's a part of some of the delays was everyone just kind of figuring out how the world exists currently. And I mean, it's day to day with the big man upstairs, you know, so
right.
Who's to say?
We are pretty fortunate though, as far as tariff pricing. It hasn't like severely, I mean, it's impacted us, no doubt. And it's hurt our margins for sure. Not to the point where I feel like we need to, tack on a charge to everybody who already got it. Especially because you guys have been waiting for so long. Like there's no way I'm going to do that. But one thing that like people don't understand is what these tariffs did in delaying timelines is they really screwed the pooch on all things suppliers. Like a lot of our suppliers that I've had for years, they went out of business. And so we had to get, in fact, our main plastic supplier, so where all of our polymers would come from, they're out. And so we had to source new ones. And then when we source a new one, now we have to actually throw it through the mold and we have to start doing injection molding to test it and see how the quality of their material, because not everybody's material is actually a good quality. So
they tell you they have a quality and then you have to validate it because
you have to validate it 100%. Yeah. Cause they be lying, man.
I'm saying.
Everybody's amazing quality until you actually test it, and then you find out. So that's kind of a pain in the butt. That is part of the delay. But can you have multiple of the same button when setting up controls? I think so.
Sure. Yeah. So
yeah, because we have two up buttons.
Yeah. So there's a funny little play on that. So technically so you can do whatever you want with your controller. It depends on what tournament legality is for fighting games. So like for most Sony based fighting games, the legality comes down to what is on a PS5 controller. So you can only have one of each button technically, and the reason we can have 2 up buttons is because there's a D-pad up and there's a left stick up. So that's the reason that works legally. But you can do whatever you want with the Remapper. You could make your whole thing the X button if you want, and just like slam your hand across it if you want to mash hard.
Yeah. Ariel, hello.
But yeah, so yeah, we'll be at Evo. You'll be able to check out the Zen grips, and you'll be able to check out the Glyph. And I'm really there is no reason to think that our timelines are going to be impacted. Something would have to happen, which we would communicate if anything would happen. But as it stands right now, I'm very confident about our timeline.
Yeah, I would say, in my opinion, the only thing that would stand in the way of our timeline is like a catastrophic event that wouldn't just affect us; it would affect everybody in the industry.
Yeah. So like if they decide to make 1,200% tariffs again or something,
right?
It's like, oh geez, got to figure something out.
Right.
But outside of that, yeah.
And speaking of the quickest turnaround, but there is a plan B if that does take place.
Because of all the situation, everyone's had to make a plan B. If you pre-order up until it ships, they'll all be shipping under the same order, and then when it arrives, we'll have some extras that weren't pre-ordered that will go up for sale right away as well.
Yeah.
But if there's no questions left, I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Me too. I think that was a great stream. Thank you, Jake.
For sure, man.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you for tuning in, and we will keep you updated on all things Glyph. Just stay tuned to our Kickstarter page and to satisfy.com/news. And Jake, go ahead.
There was a question about if your Switch grips will be available at Evo.
They will be on display at Evo 100%. I'm going to be honest. I'm a pretty lazy person, and I don't really want to bring a bunch of product and have to sell it, because how much product do you bring? It's a whole nightmare. At least we will have a special coupon code for everybody at Evo that you could check out online at satisfy.com and get it shipped directly to your house, so you don't have to worry about like carrying it around. Maybe I'll have some though. Maybe we'll do some giveaways. I don't know yet, but again, at the very least, we'll have a coupon code for everybody there live in person. And yeah, you can order it right then and there. And they should be in stock by that time as well. Assuming they haven't sold out again. Every batch keeps selling out, so.
Yeah, for sure, man. Sounds good.
Sweet, guys. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you guys in the next one.